Hi, this is Aline. I'm at the Whiskey Show, and I'm super honored to be here with the famous Dr. Bill Lumsden. Thank you so
No,
much for joining me
it's my
here.
pleasure, truly.
So I would love to hear, first of all, the Ardbeg masterclass
Mm,
was phenomenal
mm,
and delicious.
good.
So I'd love to hear 5 things that you've learned about the Scotch industry, or the
Yep,
specifically peat, or
yep.
whatever topic you would like
Right.
to.
Okay. If I'm going to list 5 key things I've learned in my time in the Scotch whisky industry, the first thing I would say is there is a whisky out there for everyone. And I know a lot of people think, oh, it might be very strong. There will be a whisky out there for everyone. And obviously, I'm a little bit biased, but I think Glenmorangie is a great introductory whisky. The second thing I would say is that the different styles of Scotch whisky made, single malt Scotch, vatted malt, blended Scotch, and single grain, all have their own merits and they're all interesting to take. And I still, even though I only make single malt just now, I still regularly enjoy blended Scotch. The third thing I would say I've learned is that while arguably us Scots are the most famous distillers of whisky in the world, there are some fabby whiskies out there from the United States, from Japan, from Taiwan. I'm seeing 1 or 2 new ones coming from Australia. So there's a lot of quality whiskey being distilled all over the world. The next thing I would say is that the image that Scotch whisky had historically was kind of not quite exclusive, but I think that the marketing and everything was targeted mainly to middle-aged men like myself. But we're much, much more inclusive than that now. And I've worked with a lot of ladies in the industry as well. And historically, it wasn't necessarily a popular career choice, but many, many ladies are in it. And my daughter actually is part of the blending team at Macallan. The final thing I would say is, and this is possibly one of the most important, is that you do not have to just drink your whiskey neat like this or a splash of water. If you want to make it into a cocktail or add soda or whatever, then please feel very free to do so.
We're breaking all rules.
Yeah, but bear in mind that if you're paying several £1,000s for a bottle of very old whiskey, you maybe wouldn't want to make it into an old fashioned. But do what suits you.
Yeah. What are the top 5 expressions that you had most pleasure
Right. Okay.
crafting?
Yep. So I bottled a single barrel, fabulous first fill bourbon barrel, distilled in 1981 at Glenmorangie, and I had it bottled when it was 17 years old, and it was just I was weeping when I drank it. It was just so good. Glenmorangie Signet is my magnum opus. It's probably the thing I'm most famous for, so I really like that. I have changed the recipe of Glenmorangie 18-year-old since I joined the company to make it a much, much more elegant and easy drinking whiskey. I mentioned in my class about Ardbeg Ugadal. It was my first creation for Ardbeg, so it's very, very personal to me. And I think the other one that I would say that sometimes gets overlooked is Ardbeg Anneau. And I've got huge, big French oak marrying vats at the distillery where I put this recipe together. So if anyone hasn't tried Ardbeg Anneau, give it a go. I'm sure you'll love it.
Pleasure.
Right.
Thank you so
My
much.